I'm Richard Hooper and this is SatTV Week. Now I'm pleased to be joined by Andrew Bond and Colin Wood. Nice of you to join me today. Now let me start with Andrew. ETL, very successful, a lot of growth going on. Why?
Well, here we are at the Satellite Show 2020 in Washington, and it's good to see you again, Richard. We've had a fantastic year. We've had two major pieces of good news in the industry. Firstly, we've been invested in by a technical private equity company, CBPE, which really marks the success of our growth and also marks the fact that we're in a sector that carries on being very resilient and is growing. We're well known for our RF equipment, and it's great to have a partner who sees us for being right for investment, really. The other bit of good news is obviously we've taken on Atlantic Microwave, which adds a whole new portfolio of products to our own RF distribution products, and we're very pleased to take them on board, and also it means that we can get into different markets, not just the SATCOMs world, but also into other areas, which I'm sure Colin will talk about in a minute.
So turning to you, Colin, Atlantic Microwave and, integrating the products, what does that actually mean? What's it delivered to the customers?
It delivers a range of products. We are able to provide custom design work, products to fit a number of different market verticals, which give them the flexibility to improve their systems.
Now, there's challenges in the market. I'm going to ask you first. What do you see as the challenges going forward?
Challenges of 5G and where we go with the next generation of technology.
He's mentioned 5G, so I'm going to turn to you. Everybody's talking about 5G and the mix with satellite. Some people are not happy about it. Some people are. What's your take on it? And you've been in the industry a long time. Give us a feel for it.
I think it falls into one of ETL and Atlantic's sweet spots. Is we are an engineering company and we're watching the 5G and satellite evolution very carefully. I think it's very good news for the satellite industry because it's seen that SATCOMs is going to be, hopefully, from what I understand, another node in the 5G infrastructure, and so it means that SATCOMs becomes a sexy and an efficient and a part of that 5G phenomenon. So for us, we are already developing products not only for 5G but also LEO to be able to switch very quickly between new smaller teleports, new VSAT-based teleports, which I think will be a byproduct of the 5G phenomenon.
You mentioned LEO. We've got to talk a little bit about LEO. Everybody's talking about LEO. Everybody wants to launch LEO. They're not all going to be successful. Who are going to be the prime movers?
Well, I'd like to have my crystal ball and be able to give you an answer, but at the moment, I think for us, the players that are in the industry seem to be very well funded. They are making a lot of noise, and I think that's, again, good to have a new constellation up there. What I think from our point of view is forgotten is the efficiency of the ground segment, and for us who make switching and antennas, and links to those antennas, we are watching how that signal is going to come to the ground and go back up again. So we're particularly interested in the flat panel antenna technology, and also to see how these big constellations are going to be controlled and managed.
Going back to you, Colin, the market's evolving, customer demands, they're more demanding than ever. How do you keep on top of the changing market and the demands from customers?
It's all about innovation, and it's bringing those new products to market as quickly as possible and meeting customer demands and making their systems more efficient and more effective.
Is it still a case that cost matters, or is it down to heritage and quality? Because you have a lot of that.
It all plays part of that scenario. You have to have good service, good backup, good support, and providing you can provide all that you add value to the situation.
So looking forward, gentlemen, key performance goals and challenges next 12 months. Market's going to change again, perhaps some consolidation, but you're doing very well, you're very well placed. What are you looking at?
Well, we've got two new major product areas. One of them is to move into frequency converters. Obviously, we're seeing a move up into higher frequencies, sort of 3 gigahertz, which is a welcome for us. And the second one is to go back to the LEO question, is to look at our matrices and ensure that they switch fast enough for these new constellations of fast-moving satellites. Certainly for Atlantic, we're working very closely with them to look at alternative markets for RF, and it's not just about SATCOMs for us. We're looking at the use of RF in sanitizing medical products, for example, and other technologies like that.
Excellent. Thank you for joining me today, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Richard.